We are now going to look at situations in which input tax is denied. So, what we've seen so far is if you are carrying on making taxable supplies, carrying on an enterprise and making taxable supplies, you are allowed to claim input tax if you have a VAT invoice. However, we'll see in section 17.2 that there are some situations where even though you have an invoice and even though you are making taxable supplies, you're doing everything correct, you're just not allowed to claim the VAT. Right, so there are 4 situations in section 17.2 which they tell you simply you may not claim the input tax. Guys, make sure you understand. This does not mean it is exempt or zero rated. It just means that you are not allowed to claim it. So in a test, you will have to explain yourself. You'll have to write input tax denied for these ones. And what are they? They are entertainment, club subscriptions, motor cars, and goods and services by a superannuation scheme. The ones which are important to you are entertainment and motor cars, which we will be focusing on. So in other words, again, remember what this means. Someone is going to sell you a car. Right, here's an invoice telling you that you have a new BMW, and the BMW cost is X VAT, 500,000. The VAT on that is 75,000 rands, and the total cost is 575. Now you go and buy this and you want to claim the input tax. You say, I'm a VAT vendor, there is input tax there, but in spite of that, you will just have to say input tax is denied. So these are certain industries and situations where there will be VAT charged, you just can't claim it at all. Just the law. So let's start with entertainment, section 1. The definition of entertainment, very broad, says means the provision of any food, beverages, accommodation, entertainment, amusement, recreation or hospitality of any kind by a vendor, whether directly or indirectly to anyone. So guys, what is entertainment? Now this is very broad, it's a very broad definition. I want you to understand, make sure that you listen to this and see this. If you buy food for people, it's entertainment. If you buy them movie tickets, it's entertainment. If you have a staff canteen or a restaurant and you put furniture in there, it's entertainment. Right, water coolers, you gifts to your clients, all of those things are entertainment. So, this is what it means. If you go and you buy a microwave to put in your staff canteen, it's entertainment, input VAT's denied. What if you go and buy one of those water bottles? We all know them, we've seen them. Those water bottles, which you put water in, and then people can serve themselves some glass of water. You put that in your reception for your customers. That's entertainment. Input VAT's denied. Now, so you can't claim input VAT and entertainment. But there are certain situations where you may claim the input tax. And they are described in section 17.2a. Here they are. You may claim the input VAT on entertainment if your business is to provide entertainment. For example, if I'm a restaurant, so I make food to sell to people, then when I buy food, it's entertainment, and when I sell, I can claim the input VAT on that. Right. I must make continuous regular supplies. I must charge a fee that covers all of the costs. So if I make food to people and I don't charge them for it, then it's not my business. Right. If I am a restaurant and I make food to give away for free for people so they can try out a new dish, for example, I can still claim it. And if I've had leftover food at the end of the night, so I make a big pot of soup in my restaurant, right, a big pot of soup, at the end of the night there's some still left, and I give it to my staff members, I can still claim the VAT on that. Right. If I just bought it to give to my staff members, no. But if I bought it for my restaurant, for my customers, and there's left, I can do it. Right. If the vendor, so let's say sole proprietor, the employees of the vendor, or any self-employed persons are obliged to spend at least one night away from home, you can claim the entertainment. So this is, for example, let's say I am based in Johannesburg, and I'm a VAT vendor, and I've got 2 staff members. Right, so there's me and my 2 staff members, and I'm the VAT vendor, so it's not a company, it's a sole proprietor. I take them to Cape Town. We have to do work in Cape Town. We stay over for 3 nights there. I can claim all the VAT on the entertainment I've purchased in Cape Town. because I have to spend at least 1 night away from home. If I'm in Johannesburg and I take people out for dinner and everybody's based in Johannesburg, they're not spending a night away from home, then you cannot claim it. Right, when they talk about a self-employed person here, guys, they are talking about a person that's working for himself. So let's say, for example, I'm a construction company, Construction Limited, and there's an electrician which has his own little business, Mr. John. He has his own business and he does electricity. He's self-employed. If I pay for him 1 night away, I can also claim the input VAT. That's what it talks about. If we are on a plane, for example, so as part of the journey, any food given to the passenger or crew members I can claim. If I organize something like a seminar and I charge people the cost for the meal and refreshment, so it cost me 100 rands to make it and I charged him at least 100 rands, so I cover all my costs, I can claim it. If it's to award a prize, so I say I'm Pick and Pay, anybody that comes and buys my shop can win a microwave, and I give it to them, that is allowed to be claimed. Right, so guys, make sure that you work through that and the lecture example. Then we have a motor car. What is a motor car now? The next one. A motor car, please note, it's not a motor vehicle, it's specifically called motor car. A motor car includes a motor car, station wagon, minibus, double cab light delivery vehicle, and any other motor vehicle of a kind normally used on public roads which has 3 or more wheels and is constructed or converted wholly or mainly for the carriage of passengers. Right, but it does not include. So now understand here, you may not claim the input VAT if you buy a motor car. So what is a motor car? A motor car are these things that we've discussed there, which is 3 or more wheels, so it's not a motorbike, and is made for the carriage of passengers mostly. So make sure you see a motor car, a minibus, such as a taxi also, a double cab. Right, I'm going to make a comment here. A single cab is not a motor car. Then they give us the list of things which are not motor cars. So in other words, these things over here, you may claim input VAT. So remember, you cannot claim it on a motor car, but these things are not motor cars, so you can. It is if it's a vehicle which can only accommodate 1 person or more than 16 people, like a bus. Right, so 17 or more. If it weighs more than 3,500 kilograms empty. If it's a caravan or an ambulance. If it's a special purpose vehicle, for example, a fire truck, a ambulance. If it's a game viewing vehicle, right? And if it's a hearse is to carry around people that have passed away, dead people in their coffin. Now, let's just quickly talk about a game viewing vehicle here, guys. What is a game viewing vehicle? A game viewing vehicle is a vehicle which is constructed or permanently converted for the carriage of 7 or more passengers in national parks, game reserves, sanctuaries, or forest areas exclusively for that purpose. So, if I have a game viewing vehicle and I don't use it in a safari area or sanctuary, then it's a motor car. So I must use it exclusively, look at the word, only in a national park, game reserve, or sanctuary, and it must have 7 or more people that it can transport. Then I can claim it. Right. So, again, here we go. This is just everything we've just discussed. Now, guys, very important when we're talking about this, the input tax that you cannot claim on a motor car. Make sure that you hear this. This is what students often mess up. You can't claim the input tax if you buy it or if you rent it. So if I'm buying a motor car from someone, I can't claim input VAT. If I go to Avis or Hertz or one of these places where I can rent cars, I cannot claim it. Renting and purchase or sales. But important, and this is what students mess up all the time. Input tax is not denied on the other costs. So for example, if I have a motor car and I insure it, I can claim the VAT. I can claim the VAT on repairs, I can claim the VAT on maintenance and on licensing. So what do they often do in exams? They tell you, you buy a motor car and then input tax is denied. And then they say you've got insurance, and repairs. And then students write input tax tonight, input tax tonight. That is incorrect. You can claim it. Then there's a quick note over here, not as common to see. If you have a motor car, so it was not a game viewer vehicle or hearse, and you turn it into one, you convert it into a game viewer vehicle or hearse, then you can claim the input tax at that point in time. You will claim it on the lower of the adjusted cost or the open market value. Right, what are the other situations when you can claim the input tax on motor cars? You can claim it if you are a car dealer, if you hire out cars and you buy a car, if it's going to be used as a demo model, or if you can award it as a prize. Guys, please make sure to also work through those lecture examples.